So here you are at the start of Crystal Reports 2011. Do you want to use it? Do you need to use it? Well, let's find out. Crystal Reports 2011 by Guy Vaccaro. That's me. So what does it do? What is Crystal Reports? Well, it's a sophisticated, but not difficult, user-friendly piece of software that will allow you to create your own custom reports. So you're not relying on somebody else to create those reports or a built-in template. They are totally from scratch and you build them as you want them. It allows you to create list reports, mailing label reports, grouping reports, pretty much any kind of report you can think of, Crystal Reports can create it. Now it only uses data from existing databases. Crystal Reports is not a database generator or a database tool in itself. It simply allows you to report on existing databases. The data flow is always one way, that's always from the database to your report. Can never go back. You cannot send any data back to the database from your Crystal report, which makes it a really good tool for IT departments to distribute, and IT departments love it because they know you cannot break the database, which unlike some reporting packages can send the data back. Crystal Reports is totally one way. You're reading the data, you're manipulating it, you're making it look nice, you're formatting it, you're using it to come to your own conclusions, but you're not ever sending anything back. Crystal Reports will allow you to create a massive array of different report types. At this particular level, we'll be looking at list reporting, grouped reporting, so being able to take your data and group it by some logical character, creating form letters, creating summary reports that have drill down capability. Now there are a few things you need to bear in mind before you build your Crystal report. Notice how the font size has dropped dramatically here, so there must be a lot of things to consider. You need to decide on your data sources, and within that data source what tables or fields you require. Where is the data source? Is it a PC-based database such as Access or Excel? Is it ODBC? Is it Open Database Connectivity, so you're connecting through to an Oracle server perhaps? Or is it SQL Server based? What information does not exist and therefore needs to be calculated? And we look at formulas within this particular title so you can see how to calculate data, such as age, for example. Are all the records needed? Do we need to filter some of the data out? So we look at filtering. How should the data be displayed? So there's a massive set of formatting issues. Are we talking about the page orientation? Are we talking about columns? Are we talking about feeding some of the fields together? Do you wish to total up some of the data, create some summaries? Do you need to add in corporate logos? Do you need to add in particular colors? Do you need to put some disclaimers in? All those kind of things can be added using Crystal Reports to make the report look, well, sophisticated. And then, having built the report, do your recipients have a viewer to allow them to actually view the Crystal report? Or do you need to look at exporting it into some other format that allows them to see what you've built and therefore feed their requirements? So, throughout the title, Crystal Reports 2011, we're going to carry out an overview of Crystal Reports. Well, you've pretty much covered that. And then we'll go through how to create reports from scratch, build the reports that you're after, format those reports so they start to look really quite professional, sorting the data within the reports, filtering the data, which is a really large section to be able to chop down the data that you're bringing in to see what you're after that meets your requirements. Then grouping that data into some logical categories, adding in a number of special fields that already exist within Crystal Reports to make your report building even quicker and more sophisticated, summarizing the data, adding in parameters so that when you run the report you can change what you're seeing, you can change the filtering, looking at a rudimentary introduction to linking with databases, adding in formulas, so calculations, working things out, and then finally distributing your report to interested parties, whether that's through email or through file sharing or through distributing by placing it on the internet or a shared server location. So hopefully this has whet your appetite and you're ready to get going, and we're into Crystal Reports proper.